Bambies, Kaleidow here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 tiny homes video. Today I'm going to be making the most random build ever because you guys all know it has been forever since I've built in the Sims 4, let alone a tiny home. So yeah, I'm very excited to be back today. It is 10 a.m. in the morning right now recording this. I didn't finish this video last night, so this video is probably coming out to y'all way late, and I'm so sorry, but I hope you still enjoy it. You know, it's summertime in the US, so I'm just praying that is all G and you guys are going to still find this in a fashionable time. But anyways, fashionably late, this build is very strange, like I was saying, because I had no idea how I was gonna build. I've been building a lot in Roblox lately, and the shortcuts and way of building is very different. Even turning around the screen is different, so I felt very turned around when I was trying to build this. So it was a little bit difficult at first, and I've never actually tried building with the new terrain tools. Yes, that is how long I have been gone, guys. So I just decided that I wasn't going to go after recreating anything or go after a certain style, and at first I was going for more of like a Ghibli anime kind of style, something really cute and small. It looks bigger than it actually is kind of thing. It's a very petite version. But what ends up happening, especially with this galvanized iron that we have on the bottom here, it turns out looking very, very Australian. And I don't know how this happened. I guess because I was just playing around with The Sims again, just trying to get my bearings. I just started building what I know best, and I didn't grow up here in the city. I do live in Melbourne right now, but I grew up in the country, like rural Australia. Like, we had drought, and they are in drought right now. Like, they don't know if they're going to have water next year. That is where I grew up. I grew up in the outback, basically. Not really, but yeah, it was rural, and a lot of the houses are very simple and Australian, but you know, they're functional and they look good on the land and stuff. So I wanted to build something like that. Well, I didn't plan to, but that's what it ended up looking like. So it's a whimsical tiny home version of the good old Australian outback family home. Oh my god, this is going to be a mess of a video already. But you know, I'm going to be uploading daily now. I'm so excited to say that out loud. So get used to this mess of me, because you're gonna be seeing this every single day, and maybe even face cam. I'm hoping to do face cam very soon today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to set it up soon enough for this video. Hopefully the next video will be having face cam, which I'm really pumped for. I wasn't pumped for face cam last year because I had terrible acne, and it's starting to calm down now. Touch wood, I don't want to jinx myself. I've been trying to work with some new products, and they're somehow working because I guess I have dehydrated skin. Who knew? Apparently I shouldn't wash my face as much as I thought I had to. Guys, go to dermatologists. Don't listen to Proactive like I did. I listened to the TV adverts, and they did not do me any good. And by the way, you guys can see here, oh my god, I accidentally was recording. I don't know how long I was recording in-game. I'm going to have to go through those files and just see how long I actually filmed for. So just ignore that. I am a noob again in building in The Sims. I kind of got the hang of it and realized like, oh yeah, I do remember how to do this after a while. So please bear with me while I try to relearn all of this stuff. But yeah, I did have a lot of fun, and I didn't want to kind of give myself a really big project to work on first. So I'm kind of glad that I created something very homey, and it ends up being super nostalgic, especially of the Northern Rivers area in Australia, in New South Wales. It really reminds me of that place where they would have a lot of floods, and they had these subtropical trees everywhere, and everything just grows like wild. Even though I was saying this house kind of looks like an outback house, it's that Australian figure. Like, I know that a lot of the Aussie builders here seem to build a lot of modern homes, and I'm not quite sure, maybe that's because they're all city kids. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that like, I seem to be one of the only country kids who are Australian YouTubers. There are a few others, but when it comes to creating builds and stuff, I feel like I'm the only one, or one of the only ones that really grew up not seeing anything modern. Like, there was nothing modern. The only modern houses in my town were mid-century homes. I grew up in a mid-century home, and it was a giant pubescent thing. Pubescent? Is that a word? But it was this big cube, and people would look at it and be like, whoa, that is modern. And it was not modern. It was so old. It was just very mid-century. Yeah, that is why I don't do anything modern, because it never looks good. I try to dabble in it when it comes to tiny homes, because that's a little bit easier, but I have tried my hardest to build a modern mansion before, and dude, it did not look good. It didn't look abstract and quirky and cool or anything. It just looked bad. It just terrible. Wouldn't want to wish that onto anybody's eyes to see those builds. So yeah, I'm going to stick to adorable, quirky little traditional homes like this one that of course have my own weird twist to them, because this home kind of turned into a licorice home after a while. I realized that the home was kind of blending in with its surroundings, while when you're living off the grid or whatever, you kind of want to blend in with the surroundings, but it was kind of in a bad way. And I was thinking about screenshots and stuff, and I thought, why not go with the black and white contrast? I think that would be really cool, and I really like it. It contrasts against the garden pops now, and I have so many sunflowers that I get rid of soon. Don't worry guys, I know they do not suit the new color scheme. It ends up looking really cool. I love the style of the garden. I love this little raised area, which kind of reminds me of home as well. Everything about this build is just so nostalgic for some reason. It just makes my heart really warm to look at it, and it's like the best kind of build for me to do coming back to Sims YouTube. So yay, I hope you guys like it so far. For once in my life, I finished doing the exterior first before working on the interior, and I kind of like this process. So I might do this in future builds as well. Let me know if you guys like that. I guess in a way it just becomes like a puzzle game to figure out how to fit in the rooms that you need to function as a sim later on, like bathroom and stuff. It could have used a laundry. There isn't a laundry, but you know, I'm not a fan of the laundry spa. I don't know what it's called, the laundry pack. Even though I'm using probably a lot of the laundry pack items, I have to say, there we go. I'm using some of the items. I can't talk badly about a pack that I'm using the items. Why? I guess I just don't like washing machines. Let's just leave it at that. So I did want there to be an off-grid element to this home, and I really like the galvanized iron. Like, look to that. It looks like it's kind of maybe recycled galvanized iron, something that they picked up at a yard. There's also solar panels out the back. I think I moved them to the front because I want there to be a bit of a driveway. Cars are not a thing yet, so just, yeah, I know that car doesn't fit in there, but just make it work, don't we? It looks okay in my opinion, and it's just meant to be for decoration. In the future, I think if I was going to have to make a actual functional garage, it would look very different. Now we're adding in some water tanks, because here in Australia, we have a hard time with the water. You know, we have droughts and stuff. My dad right now, he's living off his tank water. He only has like a small tank, but dude, you would be surprised how much water is held in those things. But yeah, my dad is kind of at the moment living off the tank, so I was like, I want to try to incorporate that, and I really like the way they look. And every single person that I know growing up had a water tank. Like, that is the kind of place that I grew up in. Yeah, I did realize that there were actually a bathtub decoration, and that's why it slowed down there, because I felt like an idiot. So we already had that in the game, and I had tried to recreate my own misfit looking one. Mine looked dreadful in comparison to the OG. But yeah, back to the off-grid thing that I was talking about. So I wanted there to be a way for them to capture water off the roof. So we had these little drain pipes that connect from the roof to the tanks, and I think it looks super adorable. I really like it. I also like that you walk underneath the pipe as you go to the front door. That just reminds me of going to my friends' houses. They would always have that little walkway. People would like hang things from it. And yeah, there's something about water tanks, like big water tanks around an Australian home. And also, I want to quickly touch on that little backyard garage thing that we have the truck shoved in. So that's definitely like very Australian looking. Everyone that I know would have a very makeshift garage, like usually wooden with galvanized iron on the top. No, it was just like an open shed kind of, but that's where everyone would put their work ute. And yeah, we kind of have one at my house too, actually. Yeah, we do. We have a double garage that looks like that, sort of. Not the wooden part though, it's all metal. But yeah, now we're working on the interior. I am in love with this mid-century looking palm tree wall covering that we have now. I promised I'm going to get better at adjectives, guys, and nouns. I will remember how to word, but yeah, I'm really happy with all of the mid-century stuff that we seem to have, especially with the acting one that I cannot remember the name of for the life of me. So I think what I need to do after I finish filming this video and editing it and putting it up for you guys, I think I need to like go and study The Sims again, because I have forgotten everything to do with like words, what the name of packs are or anything. And I've just realized that, and I feel dreadful because, you know, The Sims is a part of my core and I love it so much. I realized that when I was building this house, how excited I was to play this game, to build in it. It's just such an experience and I really did miss it. So I'm happy to be back, and hopefully you guys are happy to be watching this as well. This video is probably going to be a little bit all over the place as usual, but you know, that is what my channel is. It's a little bit everywhere, it's a little bit of everything, and that is just what we do. That's that is the Kaleidow channel. So many rainbow colors, oh my god. Oh man, but yeah, anyways, going back to the build, the colors that I used in this build are a lot more muted. So we have pops of green and stuff here and there, but we also have a lot of warm tones that I think really complement the green, and it just looks so nice. It kind of feels like a forest in here. So because of the way that I built up the land on this bottom floor, it kind of feels like it's sunken in, like it's maybe slightly underground, and I really like that subterranean feel to the home, but it needed some more light. So of course I added in some more windows, but I also like that it feels like it's mossy and maybe damp in there. I know that sounds disgusting, but like it feels like you're going into a jungle when you go down here. It's just such a cool feeling. I like the vibe of it, and there's lots of little small details here and there. We got mid-century furniture, we have little pot plants here and there, the different lamps, the mirror in the corner there, and also later on I changed the tiny dining table to only have one chair, but then I put a stool slightly underneath, because even though like these houses aren't necessarily functional, sometimes they work out functional. I haven't actually tested out this one, but usually I do, and you'd be surprised what actually can work in The Sims 4, guys. Like sometimes The Sims just find a way. They find a way to walk around things that used to not be a thing in The Sims 2, 4, 1, nothing. Like you put a chair in the wrong spot and they won't be able to enter a room, let alone sit on that chair. Like Sims have gotten so much smarter in The Sims 4. I know like The Sims 4 gets a lot of hate and stuff about it not being as good as like The Sims 3 or whatever, but I didn't like The Sims 3. Like that's probably a very uncommon opinion, but I see so many people loving The Sims 3, and dude, my computer could not run that game. And every time it did, it just didn't feel as good as The Sims 2. So I would just go on and play The Sims 2 anyways. I am a Sims 2 fanatic. I played a lot of that at the beginning of the year. If you guys follow me on my Kaleidow Tumblr, which is, by the way, a Simbler, so you can go ahead and follow me over there. I posted so many screenshots of the adorable little base game family that I had, and they were so cute. It was the Plum family, I'm pretty sure. I loved them so much, and the mummy, she died. I was playing them for so long and it was so much fun. It had actually been my first time playing The Sims 2 in 10 years. Isn't that crazy? So I was going to make a video on that, but I didn't actually check out too much of the rest of the world, so I might still do a video labeled checking out The Sims 2 for the first time in 10 years. I might just call it that. It's a little bit clickbaity, but I also want to do it because there's some of the worlds that I left to be more of a surprise on a video. Like I haven't been into Pleasant View or anything like that. I haven't been to Strangetown yet. I think I went to like the Magic area, which I didn't have that expansion when I was little, so it kind of felt like a new area entirely, and that way it's not like a huge surprise. So like in the video that I'm going to make, I'll make sure that I'm checking over all the stuff that I loved and outdoor like Veronaville. You guys can see my true reaction to all of that because, oh my gosh, I'm very excited to do that video. So sorry that this video is turning into me just talking about all the things I'm excited to do now that I'm doing Sims content again, but you know, I like that about doing these speed build videos because you can just talk and just chat, and I think it's really nice. I like being able to talk to you guys. It's just a nice medium. And yeah, going back to the build, so now we are doing the bathroom, and I have a little bit of galvanized iron in here as well to kind of connect it to the outside. I think it looks really cool with the vines. We also have a tiny little hidden window there. I just felt like we needed a little bit more light coming in, although I don't think it really helped that much. So very, very small bathroom, but we were able to fit in everything that you need in a bathroom. We had a shower and stuff. I guess if they really wanted to have a bath, they could just go down to the local swimming hole or river. They could go bathe in the river. Ugh, but I guess this is like off the grid, so who knows? I guess I can't like ew at that too much because our ancestors did that like not even that long ago. I'm pretty sure like we have people in Scotland and that who were bathing in rivers, so I can't really hate on that. I just wouldn't want to do it myself. All right, and we are finally up to the upstairs. Yay! So I have this cute little like area where they could read their books. And the weirdest part of this build is that you have to go outside to go upstairs. And this is so Australian. I had so many friends' houses who like they had separate quarters. The bottom and the top were totally separate. Sometimes they would have two kitchens. There'd be a kitchen downstairs, a kitchen upstairs. It was like built like a unit, but because this is a tiny home, I'm just trying to imitate that in a condensed way. So instead of there being a second home on the top, we just have a little reading area and also a bedroom. Now the bedroom ends up being extremely basic, and the reason why is because there wasn't a lot of space and I didn't want to shove too much stuff in there because I still wanted it to be functional somewhat, and hopefully it is. So yes, fingers crossed it works. I really like this bed too, and then we put a little stool and a little lamp on the side there and sculpture. I think it looks really adorable, and then I just add in some curtains. Now I wish we had more curtains in The Sims 4 because I feel like we don't have enough. Can we have more curtains that look adorable? Something that I really like about building in Bloxburg in Roblox is that the curtains actually snap to the size of the window. Like that sounds insane, right? But it works. It looks so good. Sometimes it can kind of mess up a little bit, but that's something that I would love to have in The Sims 4. That I think that would be great. But yeah, that is our bedroom done. I think it looks really nice. I love the navy walls. Navy is probably one of my favorite dark colors. I would love to have a navy lounge. That would be so nice. That's like my dream, to have like a big navy lounge. But anyways, on the outside, of course, we have to chuck in a big prickly pear. Prickly pear cacti were like a pest where I grew up. They were illegal to have, and you could sometimes see like a whole field filled with prickly pears. That's why they were banned, because they would just grow like wild. They were aggressive, and I guess they would erode the ground a little bit. I don't know, but they were just bad news. But I always thought they were really pretty, and they have the prettiest flowers. I see some people here in Victoria have prickly pear plants, and I'm just like, oh, that's a bad thing. But then I guess they're not illegal down here. But where I come from, New South Wales, you are not allowed to have a prickly pear cacti. Does everyone else call them prickly pears? I call them prickly pears. That's what everyone where I come from called them. But now that I'm saying it out loud in a video that's going to be uploaded on my channel, I'm just like, is that even the real word? Is this some weird nickname that I grew up with and no one's gonna know what I'm talking about? Anyways, we are coming up to the end of the video. We're just doing some lighting and stuff, trying to make the outside not as ominous because, you know, it's really scary in the outback and you don't want it to be dark and spooky, so you want it to be kind of lit up a tiny bit. We also have a little bit of a campsite at the back there, and oh my gosh, I'm just so happy with this build. We got water tanks, we have solar panels, we have a little garden. Oh, I think it's perfect. I would imagine that the solar panels would heat up the water, give them hot water, and then they get the water from the rain. They would also harvest their own produce from their garden. Maybe you could add a bigger garden. There's so much space in this plot of land. I've actually put it accidentally on sideways, so I might try to upload this onto the gallery the correct way, but yeah, I'm really happy with this. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed these screenshots. This build gives me life. Like, it actually makes me so warm inside to look at. It's so nostalgic, so Australian, and I hope you guys can see that. Like, I'm proud of this build. I'm so proud of it. It's my first build in quite some time, and I'm really happy with it. Comment down below what your favorite part about this build is. Is it the prickly pears? Is it the wallpaper in the inside? I would love to know. Or maybe it's the garden, because honestly, I'm loving that little front garden there. I think it's very unique. But anyways, guys, I'm going to head off now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell for notifications so then you get notified when I upload next. I love you all 2 bits, and I'll see you all next time.